Good morning and welcome to 20 Minutes on Fighting Disinformation. For those of you that have been watching us on a regular basis every week, you'll know that we're covering the topic from different angles. Today we'll be focusing on the technology side of things, and I'm really pleased that Denis Teyssou has the opportunity to join us from France. Denis is managing the Agence France-Presse Medialab Research and Development. Denis is the founder and maker of the InVID-WeVerify verification plugin that launched in 2017 and today sees more than 70,000 weekly users. Today we have asked Denis to talk more about how to debunk disinformation around the war in Ukraine using the latest tools from InVID-WeVerify verification plugin. So, Denis, you are very welcome to join us this morning.
Thank you, Christopher. Welcome, everybody. I'm going just to share my screen. Okay, so we're going to talk about the usage of the InVID-WeVerify plugin on the Ukraine war disinformation. So the plugin is available free of charge, and it's a kind of OSINT tool available in the Chrome store. And as Christopher said, it has attracted already more than 70,000 weekly active users. Those slides are shared, so you have a link, direct click of the plugin if you don't know it yet. And we are going to see how it works. So it has been, I launched it in July 2017, and since then it has attracted a lot of fact checkers, journalists, OSINT investigators, teachers, human rights defenders all around the world. And as you can see here on the map and also in the list of countries. So we have here, I just showcased the list of top 20 countries plus Norway, which is on 53rd position with 805 users right now. And you can see that the plugin is widely used everywhere, and especially it has been, its usage has increased in Eastern Europe with the recent invasion of Ukraine by Russia. Here is the progression of the plugin adoption since the very beginning, and since the InVID first, then the WeVerify project. So the InVID project was about video verification. It was from 2016 till 2018, and since 2019 until November 2021. We were involved into the WeVerify project with our scientific and other media partners. And so right now we are above 71,000 active users, and we had an increase of more than 10,000 users since the 24th of February of this year, the date of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So here, you can see that we have been recommended by many media outlets like the guide, Washington Post guide or Haaretz guide on how to spot fake news in the Ukraine disinformation war. And of course, we are still well known for the video verification. So a lot of media outlets are still calling us InVID, which is finished since 2018. But the technology which was made in InVID was maintained and enhanced inside also the WeVerify project. So first of the tools that we can use now and the tools built into the WeVerify, we have adopted some data mining techniques, natural language processing techniques within the assistant. So the assistant is a tool which has been made by with us by the University of Sheffield, natural language processing team. And we are able to extract information from web pages and also to extract video links and all the links from a web page, which is quite useful. So it avoids to dig into the code to try to find links, and so it's help you to save time and to retrieve more easily various links that may be useful in terms of investigations. Here, for example, we can retrieve the video links on TikTok, and we have a scraping capacity on the assistant for current page in the menu, the launcher of the plugin, where you can get back the deep links of the videos so that you can afterwards play those videos in another tab and even download the videos to perform some similarity search on keyframes, for example. Here, this are TikTok propaganda video targeting Russian influencers and saying basically that Russia and Donbass are the same, the two sides of the same coin. And this is still available on TikTok, but of course, with the restrictions since mid-March on TikTok, it's probably less interesting. But that's still a capacity which is interesting to retrieve videos on TikTok and sometimes also on Instagram. Regarding video verification, like this one, there were many older footage that resurfaced during the Ukrainian war. Here is just an example. We, of course, have our video keyframes fragmentation, which is one of the most powerful tools for video verification, which is based on fragmenting the video into keyframes, one per subshot per scene. And then it allows you to perform a similarity search, either by clicking left directly to Google, either by clicking right on the contextual menu, and to send it to some half a dozen of reverse image search engines to try to find out whether those videos have been already indexed in the past and are known by some search engines. And this was the case for this particular video, and it was debunked by Full Fact. And this video was not from Ukraine, it was from Lebanon in 2020, the famous explosion near Beirut. And so it was debunked also using our plugin. And so similarity on keyframe is key for debunking videos. Regarding still images, we had still images, also of course a lot of fake still images. This one is, for example, from the Olena Zelenska, the wife of President Zelensky. And she was supposed to be on the French Riviera, so having escaped from the war zone. And in fact, it was a manipulated picture where a British model picture from the French Riviera was reused and manipulated. And so we have designed in a recent project, which was called EnVisu4, from the IFCN, we have designed a new tool, which is called CheckGIF, which sends both images, the suspicious one and the original or supposedly original picture retrieved by similarity on search engines. We send it to a mathematical program, which is able to supersede both images to find the similar points and to find all the points which have changed within the two images. And we build a GIF image with that particular picture. And the GIF format allows us first to show all the similar points between the two images that establish a perfect link between the two images, like in this one. And it shows you also all the forgeries that the image has been manipulated. And here, for example, you can see or not only the face has been changed on this particular picture. And this was also debunked, and this is a debunk published on the French Disinformation Observatory de facto. Other ways of finding manipulated images is to use the more classical forensic analysis, which is still difficult sometimes to interpret. Here is a well-known example on President Zelensky. And we have a possibility also to export as a GIF format the results of the forensic filter on top of the fake image. Then another tool that we have added inside the WeVerify project is the database of non-fakes, where we have added capacities of similarity search both on images and videos. That means that if one particular content has already been debunked by some fact checkers around the world, we can retrieve this kind of information. And that's the case here for this picture, this fake picture of President Zelensky. You can see that it has been debunked, especially by Maldita and by AFP as well, in English, in Spanish, even in Portuguese. And so this image was already debunked, so it's a good way to use it also as a part of all the image reverse search engines that we propose here, including Yandex, the Russian search engines, Bing from Microsoft, T9, the Canadian search engine, or even Baidu, the Chinese search engine. Another tool that we have recently added to the verification plugin is an optical character recognition software. So this here is a well-known example of a Russian, this half Ukrainian, half Russian journalist jumping into the news flash with her banner. And so this tool is multilingual now. Since a previous release a couple of months ago, and it has been enhanced to be able to process multilingual languages, and but it works mostly with better resolution images, just because some of our lower resolution images doesn't give the same kind of sometimes the same kind of result. But this is something that we are going to work on in the next project that we are going to start in September on disinformation and artificial intelligence. And this tool is based on intelligence artificial to be able to recognize manuscripts and handwritten banners, for example, like this one. And this is something that we are going to try to improve in the next month and years in the next project. Another capacity that we have added to the verification plugin is the social network analysis, especially on Twitter. And here you can see an example. So I'm searching here 2 hashtags. One is I stand with Russia, the other one is I stand with Putin. So those hashtags have been spreading at the beginning of March, at the beginning of the invasion. I have added a couple of links here. You have an article by Carl Miller on The Atlantic and a report from the Institute for Strategic Dialogue about those particular hashtags and the usage of those hashtags by relays of the Kremlin propaganda. And so we have this interface where you can just search there either by languages, by interval of dates, and from hashtags, keywords, URLs, or even domain names. And we give you back from the whole corpus that we retrieve on Twitter, the metrics. We give you back also the timeline, the propagation timeline with tweets and retweets. So you can see here that it was early debunked before before the half of March, and all those graphics are downloadable and embeddable in fact checks, so you can reuse them, and you can explore also because each node, each segment in pie chart, for example, are clickable, and you can retrieve the corresponding tweets for each of the actors inside the corpus of tweets retrieved after your query. Other graphics that we provide are about metrics about users again, so most liked, most mentions, most retweeted. We have this bubble chart of top 100 most active users, which is designed to try to detect the coordinated inauthentic behavior. That means people coordinating together to try to launch a disinformation campaign. When people are sending more than 5 tweets a day, the bubble change color is in orange. If that's more than 14 tweets per day, that's in red. You can see on the same graphic the account creation date in the x-axis, and in the y-axis the number of followers that it allows you on one side to find out the impact of such campaign, if it is reaching a lot of potential people, or whether the fakers, the people doing this kind of disinformation campaign, have created accounts very recently, as it is often the case. So it is zoomable. You can zoom inside this bubble chart and try to find out whether, for example, some coordinated people try to launch new accounts very recently in order to launch a disinformation campaign. Then we have this heat map of tweet distribution, where you can find when a particular campaign has been launched, and also it is aimed to detect coordinated inauthentic behavior. It may also help to detect bots, for example, because if the bot is programmed to publish at always at more or less at the same time or during the same period, it allows you also to find out whether you have a high similarity of different accounts posting the same thing. And then we also provide a word cloud here. That's the top of the keywords, of the occurrences of keywords coming from the corpus. And here each keyword here is clickable, so you can see exactly immediately all the tweets carrying those keywords in relation with the two hashtags that we search at the very beginning. Other possibilities from this feature are a couple of graphs. So we have a co-reference graph of hashtags. So what does it mean? It means simply that we are extracting all the hashtags which are present inside the corpus. That means the hashtags which stand with both, with one of the two hashtags that we started the query with, but it shows you all the other hashtags which are associated with those. And if you click on any of those nodes, you will find out, of course, all the tweets with this hashtag, but in relation to the others as well. And so the edges here are the co-references of both hashtags, and the nodes are all the tweets carrying this particular hashtag. On the right, you have the socio-semantic graph, which is a more complex graph, but still it's still the upper stage of the network. That's the combination of the top 20 hashtags, the top 20 URL shared URLs, the top 20 mentions, the top 20 quoted retweets, unedited retweets, and replies. And the idea is to try to find out from the influencers of that particular network who has been sharing which URL, for example, who is mentioning which accounts, and so to try to find out what are the aim of the disinformation campaign, what are their goals, and what they are trying to do, just by looking at the top of the network. It is also possible to extract those network into a Gephi format. Gephi is a mathematical, Gephi.org is a mathematical program for graph analysis, which is more complex, of course. And so it's possible still to download your query, the result of your query inside a Gephi format, so to further analyze this offline directly on your computer. We have added so across network analysis. So this is back again. So we had some restrictions from security restrictions from Google that we had to move this to the server, but it's working now. So I launched a new version of the plugin yesterday afternoon, and here you can see a cross-network search. For example, we have also a fact-check search. It's just a basic Google search engines, customized search engines, but it's quite useful to have the possibility, for example, on an hashtag, on a keyword, to send it directly from vertical searches on different networks, so you can see whether one particular campaign has already originated in another network or whether it is also spreading in another network. And we have included VK and 4chan, AQN, and some of those platforms as well to check for cross-network analysis. And very quickly, just to tell you that most of the tools that I've showed here, that means Twitter SNA and the exporting GIF and CheckGIF, are reserved for fact-checkers, journalists, and researchers to avoid misuse and to prevent scalability as well. And for this, you need to register. And the registration is quite easy. You have a button here for login. Then if you are not registered, you have first to register, and then after you will receive a notification approval, and you will be able afterwards to put your email on the third box here and to get an access code to be able to access those tools. One important issue is to please register with your professional email, because it's straightforward for us, and we don't have to make, or try to make any kind of verification whether you qualify or not. So again, it's reserved to journalists, fact checkers, and researchers. Finally, we have a feedback mechanism inside the plugin, so please use it. So Could be a bug, an improvement, a feature, any problem that you may have. If you want to reply, please put your mail in. And don't forget to put the links as well, because we are not tracking our users, so we don't know what you are working on. So if you have any problem at some point with one feature, please name the feature and put the link you are trying to verify, unless we cannot do anything back. And that's basically what I wanted to share with you today. The slides are available for you, and you can reach us. So here, thank you for your attention. And here you can see all the partners from the WeVerify project, so which ended at the end of November last year. All those partners will be in the next project with more partners. And you have the website, WeVerify website, and our Twitter credentials if you want to get in touch with us. So thank you again. Thank you very much. And thank you, Christopher, for your kind invitation.
Very good. Thank you so much, Denis. You are definitely making a huge difference to newsrooms around the world. And in times like these, to have a technical solution to help us check and verify news is incredibly important. So thank you so much for being with us this morning, Denis. And let me then also take the opportunity to just briefly remind you that next Friday we will have a new speaker. This time it will be Duc Tien Dan Nguyen, who will be talking about image and video verification in the age of disinformation. Tien is associate professor at the Department of Information Science and Media Studies at the University of Bergen. And we're also hoping to see many of you at the new annual conference, MCB Fact, at Media City Bergen on the 8th of June. Now, this is the annual conference for all working on fact-checking. And not long to go either for next Wednesday, when we have a treat for those of you that are in Bergen and at the Nordic Media Days, when we conduct a physical workshop on fact-checking. We hope to see many of you there, and just a reminder that the workshop will be in Norwegian. So we're looking forward to see many of you again next week. In the meantime, from all of us at Media City Bergen, keep safe and stay healthy.